What's up, nerds? Welcome to the first installment of our New Way to Play series, where we take published games and try to add new and hopefully fun elements to the game. Today we will be tweaking Sorry Fire and Ice. We didn't change a whole lot of the actual gameplay, but hopefully enough to give it a more strategic and intense feeling. Let's get to it. After sending your pawns to their start spaces, each player will draw 3 cards. Any card, except for a 4, allows you to leave your start space. The green player plays a 1 to move their pawn. At the end of their turn, they will draw another card, so they will again have 3 cards in their hand for their next turn. If you can play a card in your turn, you must play a card. If you cannot play a card, you must use your whole turn to discard all your cards and draw 3 new cards. 1s and 2s are still used to move your pawns, and also to move fire and ice tokens. 3s are still just move forward 3. 4s are still played to move your pawn backwards 4 spaces, but now may be played against other players and allows you to play another card afterwards. Now you may move an enemy pawn back 4 spaces, and then play another card. This lets you strategize your turn and have the other player not talk to you for weeks. Cards 5 through 12 are still played the same. Sorry cards can still bump pawns back to their start space if you have a pawn in your start space, but now they can also be played defensively. When another player plays a card, you may play your sorry card and take the card your opponent played into your hand. They are then forced to play a different card from their hand. We tweaked the fire and ice tokens just a bit. You do not have to play fire on an enemy pawn if they are the only pawn on the track. Likewise, you do not have to play ice on your pawn if it's the only pawn on the track. You may play fire on an ice pawn, and vice versa. This will cancel the 2 out and remove the token from the pawn, and the tokens will be placed back to the middle of the board. Ice is still played the same. The iced pawn cannot be moved, bumped, switched, or sorried. If an ice pawn is on a slide, no pawn is allowed to use that slide. Ice remains on that pawn until another one is played or a fire is used on that pawn. Fire is still roughly the same. You must move to the next fire space at the beginning of your turn, even if this makes you pass your safety zone. If there is a pawn on the next fire space, it is bumped from the table, even if it's your own pawn. The only exception to this rule is if an iced pawn is on the next fire space. If a pawn with the fire token makes it home, you do not drag another pawn with it, because that is completely insane. The game still ends when the first player gets all their pawns to their home space, and that's all there is to it. I hope you all enjoyed as much as we have. Please hit that subscribe button to catch our new way to play videos. Thanks for watching. Latest.